I thought the
Hey everybody, welcome to Undergroundopolis, where we are finding the best bands you've never heard of. We're the people that get excited about the bottom three lines on the concert flyer. We are those people, you know. We are brought to you by StreamYard, Anchor FM, viewers and listeners like yourselves. Thank you all for your support. If you would like to support this show for as little as 99 cents a month, go to the Undergroundopolis Anchor page, click support. But if you still want to help us out, click that little thumb down there, that little thumbs up, hit subscribe, follow. That still helps us out too. All right. In case you haven't heard, I'm doing my best to try to do 3 episodes a week coming up sometime in May. Probably the first week of May. I'm going to try to have 3 episodes a week. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be a lot of work. But I am going to try to get you guys more stuff out there. All right. My next guest, part of the On the Ridge Good Vibes and Tribes Music and Arts Festival lineup. As you know, I am covering that event, and we are very happy to be here, be there, not here, be there. during this event. It's going to be a real blast. Be sure to look it up on Eventbrite. I'll have a link in the description for it. Get your tickets. Camping all weekend is included. There's 4 days of music, camping, partying, everything. It's a real music festival, not a bar music festival. This is the real deal. And I'm going to bring my next guest right on here.
Hello there.
Tell us who you are and where you're from.
Will, you want to go first?
Yeah, so my name is Will Harmon. I'm a third of the band Aloha Cowboy, and I'm from Berea, Kentucky.
There's a festival come up there too.
As a matter of fact, there is. I think we're playing that one.
You are
the Earth Warriors. My name is Ed Louisenall. Sometimes my friends call me Metal Ed, but I'm the drummer for Aloha Cowboy. And this year's my front man. One third of the band. Our bassist couldn't make it today, but we told him it's all right, and we'd take over for him.
Well, how did you all come together? We'll start with the easy questions.
Well, I met this guy. We grew up in the same town. I'm from Berea as well, and we were in several different local hardcore bands when we were teenagers, and we met then. And we played together, but we never really actually formed a band or were in a band together. Later on, a couple years later, he gave me a call, or I actually shoot it out to him. He was in a band at the time, and I said, "Hey man, you need a drummer," because my band just recently broke up. So, later on, he calls me at 2 in the morning actually. And I answered, and he said, "Hey," and I said, "Hey man, you need a drummer." And he was like, "Yeah, let's start something. I'll come over the next day." And
like most good things in life, it started with a drunken phone call at 4 a.m.
4 in the morning.
4 in the morning, and the rest is history, man. We got together. I think the next day, I had some recordings that I've been working on, some songs that I've been working on, and we just started jamming. Mm-hmm. Just he and I, just the drummer and guitar, and we didn't even have a mic or a PA
or anything. No. And we decided to write more songs on top of what he gave me, and record a little demo in my parents' basement during COVID, when all shows were shut down.
I think a lot of great things may have came out musically. I'm still searching for them. I was expecting a lot more than what I found, but a lot of great things came out of isolation.
We call ourselves COVID babies in a way.
We had a lot of free time on our hands,
Yeah.
We were just jamming regularly and practicing and getting good.
Well, that's how this started. This show.
Yeah. Well, right on, man. Right on.
Well, all right. If there were ever someone that you saw on stage or even on TV or whatever, and you saw these artists, and you say, "You know what? I want to do that. I want to be a musician." Who? And it could be more than one answer, and you can both have separate answers. It could be whatever. Just who would that influence be on you?
For me, when I was a kid, I used to listen to a lot of heavy metal, a lot of rock and roll, Pantera, Slayer, Arch Enemy, Tool, and bands like that. And I've never really been to a live concert or been interested in going to one. I played plenty, but I've never been interested in actually going to. I wanted to be the one on stage. We'll say that. I wanted to be the guy on stage. So my biggest influence was bands like Arch Enemy and Carcass and Slayer and Pantera. That's who I really looked up to when I was as a kid for my inspiration in music and drumming.
William?
Well, the first time I can remember going to an actual concert and like getting goosebumps and being blown away and wanting to be a part of it was a Bela Fleck and the Flecktones show in Lexington at the at that movie theater, the what is it called?
The Kentucky Theater?
The Kentucky Theater, yeah.
Right, all right.
There was not a single guitar on stage at the time. It was like a banjo and an instrument I didn't recognize. Amazing bass player, Victor Wooten. And I just remember being so blown away by that show. I think I was about 12 years old, that I was like, I need to be a part of this. I mean, to this day, I still think about just the energy in that room.
Yeah.
And then as far as just being like motivated further to play guitar and to play rock music, I grew up on a lot of the same stuff Eddie did. But there's one band called Extreme that had like a hit in the 90s. You know them, Rob?
Oh, yeah.
And the guitar playing is just phenomenal. Nuno Betancourt, yeah, fantastic guy. I can't think of a single dude who I've like watched more and been motivated to actually get off my ass and pick up a guitar and play, you know.
My heroes were extreme metal drummers, and that's my inspiration. I take a more groovy twist on it now and apply my own taste, but you know,
like every drummer loves metal that I've.
Oh, it's the drums are just. It doesn't matter if
you're a jazz drummer, if you're a country drummer.
Well, jazz is the number one skill set, right?
Yeah. How would you describe the music you make?
Like the style of it.
Yeah.
Dark. Well, I know we got this single coming up now. It's pretty dark, I think. Groovy, and it's really got a lot of groove to it. You know, it's catchy, and just in your face, high energy rock and roll. You know.
Yeah, a lot of it is centered around a guitar riff and, you know, some really hard-hitting drums. So yeah, I'd say, if anything, it's
big drums.
Big drums. We try to bring the energy level as much as we can.
Yeah. Just to make people feel awesome when we play live. We just want to make the world like a fantastic place. We want everything to feel awesome and good and fun and high energy. You know, as far as genres go, I can't really pinpoint what kind of genre it is. I've never been able to do that with any type of music or band I hear, but
that's a good thing, though. Well, Coleman Williams is on the show, and he said something that always stuck with me. He said, "Worst thing you can do to an artist is to define him to one genre."
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Very true.
Do you know who Coleman is? Hank III's son?
No, I know Hank III. I didn't know his son.
Yeah, he's got an album coming out.
Awesome.
Sorry, shameless plug. Well, you just played 21st.
Do what you got to do.
I see you just played 21st in Germantown. What'd you think of that?
That was interesting. The stage was wild. Yeah, great sound, lots of lights, smoke machines, and all that.
Yeah,
that was wild.
That place used to kind of be a dump. They've done a lot of work to it.
Really?
Yeah.
They say it's haunted.
That might be.
Yeah, it's an old bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a feeling in the bathrooms that I was being watched. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe because those glory holes.
Creepy.
I always clown on them down there. Those two holes in the wall in the bathroom in the men's room. I was like, look, glory hole. They're not really glory holes.
Good one.
What would you say your favorite concert or show you played was?
I think for me the funnest was our first show. We drove all the way out to San Diego, Kentucky, just me, Will, my girlfriend, and my dad's truck, and we just had a blast going up there on the ride and drank a bunch of monsters, got on stage, and we killed it. There are videos on YouTube. It's absolutely fantastic. First two songs were just came out so great. It was a little rainy though. The sound, the PA was cutting in and out, and so you couldn't really hear any vocals. But Listen to the drums; they're fantastic. They're great.
You would say that. You would say that.
I still watch it. I still watch it. They're great.
He's proud of that one.
Insane. It was our first show, and it was so much fun. And we had a fire truck parked right in front of us, giving us stage lighting and all that. It was raining, and my girlfriend had so much fun. She had a blast.
Would you concur, William?
Yes and no. I mean, I think every show has gotten a little better since day one. So I wouldn't say that the first one was our best.
Not the best, but it's just my favorite.
That's fair. I mean, okay, so at the time,
it was fun. There was no crazy thing happening.
Well, we were a two-piece then. We did not have a bass player at the time.
Yeah, but Tasty Tuesday, we were a two-piece as well.
Yeah, so there's a certain energy of like a sink or swim, kind of like you're walking on a tightrope, tight wire kind of feeling.
Yeah,
that
it's just gonna make it.
Had.
Yeah.
And it was our first one, so yeah, I guess I can agree with him.
I mean, I figured you'd say Campus Pub where you got that kiss, you know.
Oh yeah, I got a drunk girl kiss me after one show at the Campus Pub. That was
in Lexington.
That was a first.
That didn't happen to me there.
Sorry, man.
Well, look how handsome he is.
We have to encourage him to drink. That's, you have to just be like, go get more beer. So,
no.
Here's the counter question: what's your least favorite performance?
I know which one that would be for me. Will you want to go first this time?
Go for it, man. Go for it.
Okay. We played a tornado relief gig in Alika Shriner's temple, and they provided the drum kit, and I couldn't use my own, and that really took away from a lot of the style and writing that I've done on drums in our music. So I didn't have a splash or a china or 3 different crash cymbals, So that was probably my least favorite. But actually, the show turned out phenomenal. It was great. We sounded great. The sound was good. It's just I didn't have my gear, and I think that for me was my least favorite. But it was a great show, though. It really was, and I was happy to support Western Kentucky tornado victims on that day, right after it happened too. Brought a donation and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I have to agree with him. I mean, it was for a good cause, obviously, but probably the most frustrating one that we've done.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have our own gear, we didn't have our own equipment, and the sound guy was kind of more interested in getting drunk and high and wanting to leave than actually support us.
That's kind of why I said I don't want to say anything negative. But that's kind of what I was like.
I'm not naming any names, but it was just a messy kind of show,
Yeah, we were the last ones to play, and everybody had already left. So, but we sounded great, if you ask me. Well, we sounded fantastic.
Are you hearing any echo or anything?
Nope.
Okay. I'm not.
Good. My earbuds just died.
You're fine.
Fun stuff,
sure there won't be echo.
Okay. What's your favorite song to play live?
Well, we have about 2 albums worth of material. That is a great question. I really I thought about this question before we went on, and I'm probably just gonna have to pick one. There are a lot of really great songs that are really fun for me to play, but here lately we've been opening up with a song called Unfriended, and I really enjoy just starting out with that and just opening up with those toms during the intro and just going straight into a double bass groove. It's probably would be my favorite.
How about yourself, William?
Well, it is hard to pick because it really depends on my mood. To be honest, a lot of times
Courtney, I love you.
In the moment. No. Well, okay. So I have to say, I think I gravitate towards songs where I get to scream and yell as loud as possible because it's very cathartic. And I'm not the best singer. I'm working on my voice.
Well, you did take those vocal lessons, yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing good.
So we have a song called "Courtney, I Love You," where the chorus is just Courtney, I love you, but I'm like screaming it, and that always feels good, you know. So I may just go with that one. It's fun and simple.
I love your screams, dude.
Well,
thank you.
Would you say you preferred the studio or the stage?
Well, what would you say about that?
We're getting into the tougher questions.
I love these questions, man. These are great. You make me feel like a legit, you know, pro, dude. It's awesome. Personally, I actually really love both for different reasons. Because I like detail in music, and I like going over, you know, the smaller details of songwriting. But lately, you know, because we are a DIY band, the burden of recording stuff has been largely on me. I am the only one that has like the right equipment for that. So in terms of just pure fun, I don't like the studio as much now. You know, playing live is why I got into it. Playing music with my friends is the whole reason that I'm doing this. But you know, under the right circumstances, I can have a ton of fun in the studio because it's like a place to experiment and try new things and take your time, you know. So I like both, to be honest.
Yep.
It's a really good answer.
Yep. For me, studio, I like the studio. I like both. Don't get me wrong. I like playing WoW. Live. I'm sorry.
He does like playing WoW, though.
I said WoW. I said WoW. I am a little nervous. I get nervous easy. Yeah. This is a big question, though. But for the studio, I like getting the work done. I like putting the work in and recording our music, and the payoff is really good. Being able to come back and listen to it later is really great for me, and getting the work in and the recording. That's probably what I really enjoy. But playing live is also a blast, you know, because I get to just play it on the spot, and it's just in the moment. Whereas the studio, everything is tracked and written and has to be solid and practically perfect, you know, in order for it to sound good. But when we play live, I can go off the rails a little bit. I can hit a China here or there, and you know, playing with him, he really accents those hits in our music, and it sounds it's great to listen to.
He's saying we can make way more mistakes live, and that's the best part. Nobody notices.
In the studio, you have to do it over and over and over again until you get it right, at least.
Yeah, don't I know
it? Right. Thank you. Yeah.
If you could open for anybody, who would that be?
That is a fantastic question.
Yeah.
Can they be dead?
Yeah, dead or alive. I don't care.
Dead or alive. Well, I've thought about that a lot, but oh geez, that's Ed. Go ahead and answer, man. That's too tough.
It is a tough one. I've got a few answers in my head. Maybe Motorhead, Lemmy, or a current. I'd like to give a current band. Gosh, I don't even know. I really don't. I don't listen to a lot of mainstream music, really. A lot of the bands I listen to don't even really fit our style. I really can't put a finger on it, you know. But I think opening up for like Megadeth or Motorhead or something like that would be really so cool, especially Lemmy.
Yeah, I mean Lemmy's a legend.
His music is the drummer in that band is fantastic as well.
Oh yeah, I think in terms of bands that I've obsessed about the most, it would have to be either Extreme that I mentioned before,
yeah,
or actually Nirvana.
Oh,
you know, where you have to hear everything they've done, and you just like worship and obsess about them for like months on end. And I've only felt that way about like, well, a few bands, but Queen might be another one.
Yeah.
but I would open for any of those. I have to say, just for practical reasons, Extreme, because they actually are still a touring band. But fantasy-wise, probably Nirvana.
Yeah, that would fit our style perfectly, I think. Well, maybe.
Who knows?
How'd you come up with the name Aloha Cowboy? Just a random question that popped in my head.
Well, I'll let you answer that one. It's from your experience.
Yeah, so I had a roommate a couple years ago that would just kind of bring home strays, just like random people would show up in our kitchen, and he had a friend who was traveling, who he was a country musician, but he brought a tiki bar with him everywhere he went, and so he was like the life of the party. He just like set up his tiki bar wherever he went, and then he would serve you, make you a cocktail, pour you some rum or something, and then he'd sit back and play like country music. And yeah, I just always thought that was kind of an odd like mix of styles. You don't see a lot of country musicians with like a Hawaiian style. And so it just kind of popped in my head. And then I ended up Googling it, and I'm not gonna tell you what I found, but if you get a second, Rob, Google that. And let me just say that when I found out what the Urban Dictionary meaning behind that was, I was like, this has to be the name now, because this is hilarious. So there's a little bit of a subtext kind of meaning there that I just thought was personally really funny. Because I didn't intend it to have any meaning at all. I was just like, this is just two words that sound funny together, you know. So
the great thing is when I tell people I come across the name, they love it. They love the name. I think it's fun. Aloha.
They always laugh a little bit too, which I like, because I don't take any of this. I don't want to take any of this seriously.
Latest single.
We wanted to give them something they wouldn't expect from our name, like Cannibal Corpse. That just screams heavy metal. We're trying to give them something that's a little bit.
What's next for you guys?
Our single launch comes out on May 1st, and just gonna play some gigs. You know, we're gonna finish our demo. I hope we have 3 more songs. Drums are down, the guitars are down. I'll talk to the band about that, but just to get the vocals, and hopefully there will be more music out there, more content. We'd like to produce more content, some more for people to listen to, all at once.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, man.
No, seriously.
I was gonna say, well, I think I'm gonna get just a job in real estate and just leave all this crap behind, man, because it's, you know, it's stressful. No, we have our single coming out soon. My goals are just to play as many shows as possible, and we do have a few lined up. I'd like to get more, and make our recordings better. You know, at this point, I've had to do everything in the bedroom studio, which has taught me a lot, but it's a lot of work. So,
and in Ed's parents' basement.
Yeah.
They're so nice. They let us use their outlets.
Grown men in our 30s still playing in the parents' basement. You know, what you got to do.
Yeah.
You got a Bandcamp or anything you want to plug in before we wrap this up?
I would say just Google our name. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify. All streaming services carry our music. So just
Apple and I think Google and
Amazon, every single one.
Amazon, right?
Reverb Nation.
It's
Reverb Nation. Oh God, I don't think they do actually.
We want to release more. We want to put out more songs that I'm dying to, and that's one reason I do like being in the studio, is to put the work in and get the stuff out there. That's what makes me happy.
Let's keep this going. This is our latest single. It's called Unholy Ghost. Available on all streaming platforms. Unholy Ghost, yes, she will roam, yes, she can. Oh, now you're here with me, 1,000 hours with you. The fear of the past can cling to together. Unholy Ghost, yes, she will go, yes, she can. Hey, thanks a lot.